ามจากคุณอูไนเชีย All thoughts of our body is impermanent. Do you encourage us to exercise and eat healthily so that our body can better support our meditation practice?
Well, basically you have to take good care of your body, but you don't have to be infatuated with taking care of the body. Just look after it so that it doesn't get sick, doesn't become handicapped or something, so that it can then do the Dhamma practice. Yes, you have to look after your body, but still you have to look after your mind by practicing Dhamma. So you have to strike a balance between the body and the mind. Yeah. So you have to basically keep the body going. Yeah. And then once you can maintain and let the body going, then you can use the body to practice Dhamma. Please speak close to your mouth and speak loud so we can hear you.
Bhante.
Good.
Bhante, we have been practicing meditation for more than 10 years. But lately I find that the meditation is becoming regressing. Why is it, Bhante?
Because you're not practicing it continuously, especially mindfulness. You need to develop mindfulness consistently all the time. And you have to do the practice. If you don't, you stop, you'll find you're not going forward. So you have to keep up the pace. And if you want to advance, you have to increase your pace of practice. You have to practice more. If you continue with the same pace, then you will just be where you are. And if you lessen your pace of practice, then you will start to regress. You'll go back. So you have to keep on practicing, especially mindfulness. Mindfulness is the key to your success in meditation. You should try to develop mindfulness all the time, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. You can use a mantra to establish mindfulness, or you can watch your body movement. Keep watching, focusing on your body movement. Whatever you do, just stick to what you do. Don't go think about other things. Then when you have time, then you should sit down and then meditate. If you meditate when you sit down, then you can use your breath. Keep focusing on your breath at the tip of your nose. And don't manage the breath, whether the breath is short or long. Just let it be. Just keep watching it. And then your mind will steadily, gradually enter into samadhi.
Sadhu, Bhante.
Okay.
The question from Eunice. I recite Bhutto or focus on breathing to stop my mind from thinking. After a while, my mind calms down. However, I become sleepy. What should I do?
You should get up and walk instead. Do walking meditation and still do the same thing, recite a mantra, or watch your feet. Watch your movement of your feet, left, right, left, right, left, right, to prevent you from thinking. And when you feel tired and you feel awake, then you can come back and sit and meditate again. Okay, good. Before we start the talk, let me ask the person first. How many people are watching today on Facebook and YouTube? 613 total. About 300 on Facebook, 200 on YouTube, and about 100 here, and 20 on, we have radio online. So this is how we share Dhamma here. Every day from 2 to 4 p.m. you can come in, but unfortunately it will be in Thai mostly. But you can still ask question, because I will take question after the first hour. The first hour from 2 to 3 I'll give a talk in Thai first. Then after that we'll let people send in questions. It can be in Thai, can be in English. So if you have any question you want to ask me, you can wait until about after 3 o'clock. Like right now, about 10 minutes after, we'll start the question and answer session. But if you want to read my, follow my English talk on the question and answer session, I have a Dhamma YouTube channel called Dhamma in English that you can go in and watch and listen to all the questions that people send in from all over the world. And like just recently, just a few days ago, we just had a question and answer session. So, and whenever we have people who speak English to come and listen to my talk or ask question, it will be recorded and put on this channel. So you can go and watch this channel called Dhamma in English, and you can then study or learn by watching and listening. For today, now that you are here, you are welcome to ask me any question that you would like to ask. Anybody has question, please raise your hand. We'll send the microphone to you. Okay. Please speak close to the microphone because it's not sensitive.
Ajahn, respected Venerable Ajahn, the question is about teaching Dhamma. Is it only limited to monks only to teach Dhamma? For layperson, can he or she teaching the Dhamma? Following on question is, with minimum fee charge, what is our Ajah's opinion?
The second question, what did you just say?
Can a layperson, he or she, teaching the Dhamma?
Yes, I know, but the last question.
The second one is add on with minimum fee charge to support his or own life. If the person no longer working, fully dedicated to the Dhamma, spreading the Dhamma, and he needs or she needs to survive, then with minimum fee charge. What is Ajah's opinion or view about this?
Well, as far as teaching is concerned, it doesn't matter whether you're a monk or a lay person. What matters is you know what you're teaching or not. If you don't know whether you're a monk or a lay person, then it's useless. So you first have to know what you're teaching. You have to teach what you know. But the kind of knowledge that you teach, that you know, can be two levels. The knowledge learned by studying, reading the scriptures, and the knowledge that arises from practice. So the real knowledge has to be the knowledge that arises from practice. The knowledge that you learn from studying is still not true knowledge. It's still under your imagination, because you haven't seen the real thing yet. It's like coming here and reading about this place. It's absolutely different, right? If you haven't been here before, you have to imagine what it's like, and then you tell people through your imagination, and it could be right and could be wrong. But if you have come here, then you can tell exactly what you see. So this is the two kind of knowledge. And the Buddha preferred that we teach the true knowledge, the knowledge that arises from practice. So the Buddha said you first have to study and practice until you become enlightened. Once you become enlightened, if you want to teach, or if you have people asking you to teach, you can do it if you are able. Because teaching for some people might be difficult. Because teaching, you have to have a certain ability to do the teaching. Some teacher can teach very proficiently and some not proficiently. So people who listen to different teachers find that there are differences. So this is the thing that you have to consider. If you want to become a teacher, you should first be your own teacher first. Teach yourself first until you become enlightened, until you have totally got rid of your suffering, your dukkha. Once you have done this, then you can teach anybody if you want to. You have a choice. You are not forced to teach. It's up to you. Some teachers don't teach because they're not used to teaching. Some Ajahn, they are enlightened, but they hardly teach anything because maybe this is not their ability to do. But usually those who are enlightened will teach, but they don't teach because they want to teach. They teach because they are either asked to teach or they have people come to them and ask for advice. So they teach that way. But they wouldn't go walk around and ask people to come and listen to his Dhamma talk. Okay. The second question is what?
If the lay people studying on the Dhamma from scripture and then perform the teaching with a good intention or kind intention to spread the Dhamma, at the meantime, this person, he or she, incur minimum fee.
Yeah, this is not good to do, because first the knowledge that you teach could be misleading, could be wrong. Second, you're wasting your precious time. You should use this time to practice and become enlightened first. It's like going to university. You should concentrate doing your degree first before you teach. Don't go to university and then skip classes to go teach other people, because then you will never graduate. So don't do it this way. Be patient. People can study. There are plenty of books. There are plenty of teachers around. But if you have people who might come and ask you something, and even though it's not from practice, but from the scripture that you're quite certain that it's the right, you can share with them. But don't make it as a profession or your occupation. Your occupation should be practicing Dhamma first. Okay? Once you have attained, once you have realized the Dhamma, then you don't have to do anything anymore. No more work for you to do. And then you can become a teacher. And once you start teaching, people will support you if they find your teaching worthwhile. Okay? Anybody else? Okay. Can you send the microphone here? Please speak close to the microphone.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Ajahn. Yeah. Blessed to meet up with you. My question is, do you give Dhamma talks 7 days in a week? Every day?
Yeah, so far. Except when I'm sick or when I have to go somewhere else, which hardly ever happen. This year only skip 1 day. I had to go to my mother's funeral. But then the camera went with me. we had a live broadcast of the funeral service. You can watch on YouTube. But I think on January something, middle. She died on the 18th, and 4 days later, so January 22nd. That's 1 day that we didn't have any teaching here, because I had to go to my mother's funeral. But the camera, they went and also broadcast the funeral. But otherwise, since I'm not going anywhere, I don't mind, it's just an hour talking and then maybe half an hour of conversation.
I took it as it's a lot of energy, and I understand you don't leave this place. Am I right? And I
Yes,
can
yes.
read from your books
Yes,
and from the talks
yes.
that you apparently know a lot of things outside in the present world what's happening. So I just wonder, how do you get this knowledge?
Well, you can go into the internet. The internet is a big library. See,
So
you
I
can
see.
you can use the internet for good purpose or for bad purpose. The internet is like an instrument, like a knife. You can use a knife to make good things out of it. You can also use a knife to kill people or kill yourself.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of whether you know how to use it or not. With the internet, it's like a big library. Whatever you want to know, you just search for it, and it will come up very quickly, and plenty of it for you to choose from.
But I understand from the, I listen to a lot of Dhamma talks from many teachers. But the way they talk and the way the understanding of things, it's like, it's so natural. So great teachers. Those great
Because
Ajahns.
Dhamma is natural. Dhamma is natural, see. Your mind right now is not natural because your mind has been deceived by your delusion. So you are not acting naturally. But after you have practiced, you'll find that the way to be happy and peaceful without any stress or sadness is to be natural. To
This
flow
word-
with nature.
This word practice has been used, I think, too loosely by many, many people.
Practice is meaning to put yourself into the normal or natural process. Right now we are out of the normal natural process. We are artificial. We try to generate things, make things. And this is what causes us to be unhappy because we cannot generate or create things all the time. And whatever we generate or create, somehow they all disappear afterwards. But if you can live with nature, live with the thing that's happening, then you can be happy. You don't have to create. You don't have to do anything. Just flow along with nature. Just be with nature. Be with the present. Whatever is happening now.
Thank you very much.
You have any question? Okay.
My respect, Venerable. Earlier you mentioned about funeral. Recently my son came back and he told me that he donated his body for research. It is not about harvesting the organ and then returning the body to the family. So he donated his whole body for research. My question is that as a parent, I do not know who go first. In case he go first, what can I do for him without a body, without a funeral?
Well, if he donate his body, then his body has to be given to whoever he donate to, right? If he donate to the Red Cross, so when he dies, you just call the Red Cross to come and pick up his body, so they can harvest the organs. And after that, they can return the body for funeral service afterwards.
This is a case where he donated his body for research. That means the body can be given to a university, where they can cut the whole body up, for example, for the medical student.
Okay.
So that means we will not have the body back. Now, in the event that he go first, and we as a parent, what can we do? No? Because as a Chinese family, we often have a funeral or funeral rites. But in this case, what can we as parents do for him?
You can still have funeral, because whether you have the body with you in the funeral or not, it doesn't matter. Because basically, you have to understand what funeral is there for. The purpose of having a funeral is to get rid of the dead body, that's all. Because that's the purpose of having a funeral. But then with religion like Buddhism, we also encourage people to take this opportunity to make merit for the person who dies and for yourself. More importantly, for yourself, because the merit that you make, most of it belongs to you, and you can only share only a small amount for the deceased. So this is basically about funeral. So you can do this whether with a body in the casket or not. Yeah. Once you close the casket, nobody knows whether there's a body in it or not anyway. So, actually if he donate his body, then you really don't have to do anything. You don't have to have a funeral, you don't want to. Because the purpose of funeral is to get rid of the body. And then somebody's already take that responsibility from you, then you don't have to do anything. But if you believe in merit, you believe in rebirth, and you think that by doing some charity, you can share the merit from this charity for the deceased, then you do it. You don't have to have a funeral, you can just donate some money to whatever charity you like to donate to temples, to hospitals, to schools, or whatever. So really there's no need to have funeral if there's nobody to get rid of, right? Like somebody plane crash and they cannot recover the body, what do? But you still want to, because due to your ignorance, you don't know what funeral is for. You thought funeral is something for the dead, and whether you get their body or not, you still have to do this funeral. Maybe it's more like a social thing. You have to make it known to everybody that this person is dead, and we have cremated it or have buried or something to end the social tradition, to follow the social tradition. But this is about it as far as funeral is concerned. Is to get rid of the body. In ancient time, the Buddha time, they just wrapped the body up in cloth and left in the cemetery to rot, and to let the animal have a feast on the body. And monks used to go to the cemetery first to collect the cloth that cover the body, that wraps the body, because that's how monks get cloth to make their robes. See? During the Buddha's time, nobody make robes to the monk, so the monk has to make their own robe, find their own cloth. So they go to the cemetery where the cloths are left. No one wants to pick them up. Secondly, to use the cemetery or the corpse to teach Dhamma, to teach that life is impermanent. The body is just the composition of the four elements, making the body to have 32 parts. And once the body stops functioning, then it returns back to the four elements. So this is teaching Dhamma. Sometimes you have to go see the real thing to be able to have an impact on your mind. If you just hear about it, in a few minutes you'll forget. Yeah. But if you see it with your eyes, it tends to stick with you longer. So that's part of the purpose of going to cemetery. Or modern days, the funeral, according to Buddhism, going to funeral is to teach your mind the same thing. Instead of, now you don't go to cemetery, so you go to funeral services. So then you can reflect and say, this man, he used to be with me yesterday, but now he's no longer with me. So too will be me, my body is the same thing. Today I'm here, maybe tomorrow I'll be gone also. So when you teach this thing to your mind, then your mind can become more knowledgeable and can loosen its grip on the body, its attachment on the body. And it might lessen the stress on living, because a lot of stress arises from fear of death. People don't want to die. But as you look at funeral, look at people dying, then you say, this is something unavoidable. sooner or later it's gonna get to you. You're gonna be next. Yeah. So if you can learn and accept this truth, you might let go of your attachment of your body, or at least resist the thought of not wanting to die. So if you can get rid of this thought and be willing to die, there will be no stress in your mind. You can live happily while you're still living and die happily when you die. So this is the purpose of funeral. Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody want to ask anything? Okay. Behind you.
Good afternoon, Ajahn. My question is that sometimes when I have stress or some like restlessness, it's always happen in the right part of the body. And yeah, so it feels rather unbalanced.
Okay. So what do you want to know? Why?
Why and
What to
how?
do?
Yeah, and what to do.
Okay. When the mind is stressful, it can have effects on any part of the body. It depends on different persons. Some people have problem with the headache. Some people have some other feel on the breast, on the chest. So this is are the effect of the restlessness or agitation of the mind on the body. The way to deal with them is to stop the thing that generates distress. And the thing that generates distress in the mind are your thoughts. You keep thinking about something and you become stressful from your thinking. So the easiest way is to stop thinking by reciting a mantra or do some chanting. Just keep reciting Bhutto, 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 or reciting some Buddhist verse if you can remember, and keep reciting for 5 minutes. Then you'll find that the stress can disappear because you stop thinking about it. But this will be a temporary measure, because as soon as you stop reciting, stop chanting, you might start thinking about the same thing again, and then you can have stress again. The way to get rid of your stress entirely is to find the cause of this stress. And the Buddha, through his enlightenment, said that our stress arises from our cravings or desire. We want things to be like this, and it's not going like this, so you become stressful. So you have to study how come you cannot make it become like that. Because this is the nature of things. They are anicca, dukkha, anatta. They are impermanent. They are not under your control, anatta. So if you don't want to be stressful with things, you have to accept them as they are. So you have to stop your desire or your craving for things to be like this or like that. If you cannot have it, then you have. If you cannot have it your own way, then you have to accept the thing's way. If anything's gonna happen, let it happen, because there's nothing you can do about it. Then if you can let go of your desire or your craving for things, then your stress will disappear. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So how many days are you staying in Thailand? 9 days. And what are your itinerary?
We just leave later. Wat Ampawan. The next stop will be Wat Majan.
Wat Ampawan in Singburi, Ajahn Singh. No, in Chonburi. Longpo Chandi. Yeah, in Udon. No.
Wat Ampawan.
Chonburi, okay. Wat Chonburi. Then you're going to Wat Mapjan next. That's your third stop, counting this one.
Our first stop at the
Huh?
Longpo Piat,
Nong Pa Piek in Bangkok.
Then after that we go to Ajahn
Ajahn Tan, Wat Bunyawat. Then you go to Wat Ampawan. Now you come here. Next stop will be Wat Mapchan. You spend the night there. 3 nights there, practice. They have facilities for you to stay. I see. And after 3 days, where will you go next?
Go to
Wat Ratanawan, Ajahn Sumeto. Ajahn Sumeto up in Khao Yai. Okay. Back.
come back to the Longkok and then we go back to Singapore, Malaysia.
And all this time you will staying in temples?
Yes.
I see. Okay. So you can have the opportunity to practice while you stay in the temple.
Our intention to be in Thailand.
Okay, good. So I have some books in English you can pick up over the building back there. They are put on the shelf by the window. They are in English books. You can pick them if you like to read them. Anything else you would like to ask me?
One here.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Long Po. I would like to ask, as Buddhists, after someone dead, how long can we move the body?
Anytime you want. Once a dead person die, it doesn't matter when or how you move it. Yeah.
Because sometimes they leave the body for a chanting for an hour, don't move the body. Can we move the body immediately for the burial ground or burn or crematories?
It's just believe that sometime a person might not die fully yet. He might come back. He might entering into jhana and not really die yet. So you first have to get confirmation by a doctor, by a physician, confirm that this person is truly dead. When he or she is dead, then you can do anything with the body. But according to belief, sometimes they say you have to leave it alone for 3 days. It might return for some, because there are some instances when a person returned from the dead, because he didn't really die. He just maybe went unconscious or went into jhana, and so afterwards he came back out and returned. He hasn't really died fully. So if you want to do anything to the body, like cremate or bury, you have to be sure that person is really dead. So one way is to depend on the physician, the doctor, to verify that okay, this person is no longer alive. Then you can do anything. If you're not sure, just leave it, he or she alone for a while. If he or she is not moving, then you know. But as far as the body is concerned, once it's died, you can do anything to it. But we like to follow traditions, you know. If we're Chinese, we'll bury him, and if we're Buddhists, we'll cremate them. So it's just a matter of tradition. It's a social thing because people have friends and relatives who wants to pay respect and, you know, to show their condolences. So you might have to let the social tradition runs its course. Yeah. Okay.
When I was in high school, my religion is Kuan Im. I often had deja vu. Sometimes I know what is going to happen next, and at night when I lay down, my spirit leaves the body, and I can see clearly. I can see my body clearly. Sometimes I enjoyed it, but sometimes I am afraid that I cannot get back inside. I don't know what happened to me. Any advice from you?
This is your special ability, your ability of your mind to be able to see something beyond your body. But it's not that important whether you can see this or not. If you can see this, if you can learn from it, then it can be helpful. If it can reinforce your belief that your mind or your spirit is different from your body, that your body is temporary, it eventually will die, but your mind doesn't die with your body. Your mind will continue on, good or bad, depends on your good or bad karma. So if you can use this experience to reinforce your belief in the teaching of the Buddha, then it can be beneficial for you. Then you can see, you can truly understand the law of karma. You will then understand the teaching of the Buddha, that everything matters with the mind more than anything else. Everything that you do today will have some effect on your mind, which doesn't die with your body. So if you have to have good effect on your mind, then you should do good karma. If you don't want to have any bad effect on your mind, then you should avoid or stop doing bad karma. This is something that is important. By just simply seeing or knowing, you have special ability. But it's just like today, people can fly here and there. Before, in the past, people couldn't fly. So we thought flying will make us great, but actually it doesn't change much. It just make you get to one place faster than before. But otherwise, there's nothing great about it. It doesn't change your life, your happiness or your sorrow. But if you can truly understand the law of karma and the one who has to receive the effect of the law of karma, then it can change your life. It can make your life better. It can make you happier and less sad. If you believe in the law of karma and follow the law of karma, then you will be producing good things for your mind and preventing from producing bad things for your mind. Is that all? Okay.
Another one more question. A few months ago, I was in Japan, and at night about 10, I went out and took some photo. But when I checked all the photos, when I'm back in the hotel, there's something wrong with one photo. Something unusual, like a whirlpool. I think it's not a good energy. Can you please give me some advice?
It's just another experience and just another visual experience that you happen to see. It doesn't change your life anyway, so don't pay too much attention to it. If it makes you become a millionaire, then I think you should pay attention. But if it doesn't change anything, then just disregard it. It comes and it happens and it's already gone. No need to pay any special attention to it. Just acknowledge that there is something unusual. That's all.
From Maria, I would like to know if the meditation changed the sleeping pattern after a 20 days course of Vipassana, and my sleeping habit changed for 6 months. Is it normal?
I guess so. Yeah, it depends on how long you will take it up. If you don't take it up afterward, you can go back to your normal routine again. Yeah. Because when you go into meditation retreat, you change your pattern of behavior, of your action. But if you then don't continue on with this pattern, then you can go back to your old pattern. It's up to you. Meditation in a retreat is like a starting point for you to switch your pattern of your life from what you used to do to something new, something better for your mind. But it's up to you whether you can keep it up or not. If you, after you return from your meditation retreat, and then you come and then become involved with your old routine, then eventually you will forget your new routine because you're still attached to your old routine. But if you use common sense and compare that your new routine is better than your old routine, then you have to try to stick to your new routine. Because only when you first started, you don't automatically become what you call, you can go on your new routine easily, because it's a learning curve that you have to develop. So if you think that your new routine is better than your old routine, and if you want to continue, then you have to force yourself to stick to the new routine and not go back to your old routine. Then your pattern, your life pattern will steadily, gradually change. It doesn't come like suddenly and completely. It's like planting a tree that will slowly grow from day to day. If you keep nurturing it, keep supporting it.
He said that he go on for 6 months without sleeping. Is it normal?
I don't know if that's normal or not. You don't sleep for 6 months. That must be. I don't know. I've never heard anybody who can last without sleeping for 6 months. You must be Superman.
The second question, I also would like to know if I should keep trying to help my son that doesn't want to be helped.
Well, you have to look at the result. If you do and you don't get any result, then why do it? Wasting your time. But if you can get some result and you think worth your time, then you should continue on. You should measure by the result. It's like business people; they measure by the income, by the return on their investment. If they invest in this company and they're losing money, then they probably don't want to invest anymore. But if they invest this company and keep good return, getting more profit, then they'll keep investing. So you should look at the result of your work. Yes. Speak close to the microphone and speak loud.
Hello.
Okay.
So, just want to understand. I'm practicing concentration meditation. So, is it necessary for us to achieve jhana before we do other types of meditation, such as asubha meditation?
It would be more effective to do after you have jhana, because your mind will be calm and be fixed, and you can concentrate on your study of the truth. If your mind is not calm, your mind can be distracted by other thoughts, and so it will not be as effective as if you have jhana. So your first goal is to concentrate your mind to become calm and have concentration, strong concentration. So then you can use this concentration to concentrate on your study of the truth. We call vipassana. It's to study the truth of the body. What we see of the body is only the tip of the iceberg. We don't see the other parts of the body that we have to see in order to see things clearly, to think the body clearly. We only see 5 parts of the body. We see the hair of the head, hair of the body, see nail, skin, teeth and skin, but we don't see the rest of the other parts of the body, such as the flesh, the bones, the skeleton, the heart, lungs, intestine, so forth. This you can only study when your mind is concentrated. Because if your mind is not concentrated, it will be distracted by some other thought. Your mind would like to think more about pizza or coffee. But if you have jhana, your mind will be content, will not be hungry. So it won't be thinking about those things. Yeah.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Is that all?
One more question.
Okay.
So usually, let's say we are not doing meditation, so we are just doing our normal work, and then there's a negative emotion, and then we realize it, and then we try to contemplate on it, and then try to let go. So is that considered satipanya?
I think so, because if you know there's something happening in your mind, it means you are mindful of your mind. And once you know, you let go of what happened, then it will disappear. Just to be mindful, just be aware what's going on inside and outside. Be aware what you do with your body. Be aware what happened in your mind also. And don't let them cause you to become restless or agitated. Try to use mindfulness to bring it back to calm or to normality. This is being called developing mindfulness. So if your mind becomes agitated, you can use a mantra to help you calm it. When you think of something happened, something bad happened, and you become agitated, you can use a mantra like reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. After a few minutes, then your agitation will disappear. And then your mind will come back to normal again.
Thank you, Ajahn.
The goal is to maintain normality of the mind.
Thank you.
This gentleman, you have any question you like to ask? I'll send you the microphone, please. Wait.
Thank you. Is it on?
Speak close to the microphone. Okay.
The thing I struggle with in my practice, I've been practicing Vipassana for 7 or 8 years, is my ego keeps coming into my practice.
Yeah. That's because part of it is because you lack concentration, you lack jhana or calm. Because when the mind calm, your ego is suppressed temporarily. Then it will not distract your mind from doing the investigation or the study that you need to do. So I think you should first try to concentrate on samatha bhavana before you go to up the next level, which is vipassana bhavana. Forget about vipassana. Right now you got plenty of vipassana by just listening to Dhamma talks or reading books already. What you lack is the jhana, a concentrated mind, a contented mind. Right now your mind still hunger for things. So try to suppress this hunger by entering into jhana. Once your mind becomes calm, it becomes content. And then you can after you withdraw from this jhana, then you can direct it to study the truth that you have to study, such as the nature of the body. Then you will be able to see the body clearly and eventually let go of your attachment. Because you will study that the body actually is not you. The body is just a composition of the 4 elements, forming into the 32 parts, which is impermanent. Eventually it will break down and dissolve, return to the 4 elements. There's no self in this body. It's just your delusion that keeps you thinking that it is you in the body. Once you do this, then when you have to separate from the body, you will let go easily. You will not feel any pain when you have to separate yourself from the body, when you have to lose your body.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.